to do the Pisces reading that I am much delayed on. I'm hoping this live stream works. So if it's coming through freely, just give me a heads up. Otherwise, I'll have to pre-record it and upload it. How are we all anyway? How has our days been? Probably a bit bright, the location I'm working at. Try and angle it so it's not so bright. It's not going to work, is it? There we go. How are we? Is the coverage of it streaming freely? I'm using my own data till I get the modem today. I'll wait till the comments come up. I've had a... Yay! Nice braids. Yes, I've got some maintenance to do today. I've got paperwork. Hello, Luciana. Yes, I'm pretty sure it is the actual internet. So if you guys are wanting to make bookings, you can. Skype is working correctly. Internet, telephone, all of that is still working freely. So definitely if you're wanting to make a booking, yes, it is working. For the live streaming, until I get my modem. Hi, Danielle. I'll have to get that today. And then we should be back to normal. So how have we all been? Hi. I'm trying to move my daughter to get her things ready because I've got lots of bookings to do and paperwork, etc. Tired. Yeah, I think this week, probably in the last week, a lot of us would have been feeling very strange vibes. Some of us might have been getting very, very tired. And I have been doing a lot more research, which I will be adding to the aspect of the twin flame file, so to speak, on different synchronicities that I've researched into and different aspects connected to it to help us be educated as a whole. Definitely, though, for Pisces, you know, your energy... You've sort of been, there feels, yeah, well, definitely we've had no sleep and that. So what I'll do the Pisces video and then I'll jump back on and I'll give an energy reading. But then I'll have to take my daughter to the train. Be like, I love you, bye. Okay, so Pisces, you guys have had an interesting energy going on. You've had to wait, well, obviously for this video for a while, but you've had to wait quite a bit. You've been getting synchronicities and it's like you feel like you're in the dark, but you're also following your intuition. You're questioning your intuition as well, connected to Aries. And there can be some family-related dynamics that you wish that would just really smooth out. Try and let go of that aspect. Definitely, a lot of us this month, we're going to need to be dealing with heart chakra and base chakra-related areas. And you've just really got to just let that flow. And anything that's coming up, you need to just look at it and deal with it directly. Try not to mask it. I mean, we do have a lot of trigger points at the moment, and that can be connected to any vices we use in order to avoid the inevitable. So that can be food, it can be alcohol, smoking, you know, going into hermit mode. A lot of you guys, I do feel there can be transport-related issues going on with you guys. And dynamics happening with technology. Okay, so I'm going to pull your general energy as we're chatting away. It feels like you're going back and forward. In your head, you're just going upside down, back, forward, and it's driving you a little bit batty at the moment. Psychoanalyzing a situation. It can be that there are cross wires in the aspect of communication, and for some of you there's no communication at all, and that's driving nuts. Hello, Pisces sun. Yeah, look, it's anything that's happening in relation to that is for your higher good, and you're thinking, how can that be for my higher good? You're not meant to be anywhere. You're meant to be in hermit mode. You're meant to be considering aspects, the purging, anything like that coming up. That's what you're meant to be doing right now. Don't look at it as the universe is punishing you. Look at it that it is given at this current situation and what you're dealing with right now. Again, for some reason, move of home is coming up, and it might be closer to transport or a sudden 360 where it comes out of nowhere. and you're looking at going, oh, I didn't actually expect that. Some of you are feeling you need to move home, that you are feeling if you stay there that it serves a purpose and it's for a given purpose, but it actually doesn't, because no matter where you move, and this might be relevant for those of you who are twin flames. You're thinking, oh God, you know, if I move away from here, my TF won't find me. No, that's not true. It's if you're guided to do something, we need to really direct the energy back onto ourselves right now energetically and just do what we feel directly is correct. There is cross wires connected to children going on for those of you who that's relevant. And you're disappointed by something. You might be acting as a mediator between certain individuals, but many of you are just going to be simply in hermit mode where you're saying, I just can't deal right now. But you're wanting to get away. I feel some of you might be considering a holiday or a getaway where you're just saying, you know what, I just need some bloody time out right now. It's all getting too much. I do feel some of you had wanted a friend to go with you, but I do feel this is going to be a personal-based getaway. Where it could just be for a day. It might just be an extended drive where you get away from the atmosphere you're currently in order to gain some clarity. Okay. Now, you're very self-aware at the moment, so you know that whatever's going on inside you, it might be manifesting due to a twin energy or due to your personal belief systems. So your health at the moment, if you're getting accused about it, it might be all of a sudden it improves or goes down. Pay attention to those things. Your body's trying to tell you something. But again, I do feel a lot of what's going on is more the change of where the planets are at the moment. A lot of us are getting very just out of ordinary fatigue where, you know, if you've had that kind of stage where you haven't been able to sleep, it's like it just comes out of nowhere where all of a sudden you hit rock bottom and you have to sleep, and this might be in the mid-afternoon. Some people have been experiencing nausea due to the frequency changing, and it just feels like, you know, it's sort of like you're going like this and you've got this habit, this sleeping pattern going on, and then suddenly it changes. It is a temporary energy and it is something that is moving, but because our frequencies are changing, we are getting aspects of side effects going on. Okay, now, because we are in an aspect of ego at the moment, what is going on is we're really getting up in our heads. Some of us might be experiencing headaches where we're getting to the point where we're psychoanalyzing what's going on with ourselves, really psychoanalyzing the external. And you've got to really get out of your head and into the heart. And just keep busy, do what you need to do what you directly can handle. So if you're finding you're getting up in your head, do what I do, clean. I know that sounds really stupid, but be proactive in your life. Try and shift the energy back onto your life and get to a point where you're saying, okay, there are some things I need to tie up in a sense of loose ends. Go and see some friends, go and have a coffee, have a social drink, do something to get your mind off the problem-based issues. Many of it is connected to our ego, what we can and can't control. So we do need to come to a place where we just let go of that and go where the tide takes us. Because if you don't, you're going to be forced to regardless. Anything that is coming up, you're going to need to address, and you're really going to be forced to do that. This is really what this shadow period is about. Okay. You might find that your thoughts at the moment are really impractical. It's like you're manifesting things, but you're thinking, am I being just too out there? Again, try not to. Some of us are guided where we're supposed to manifest, but what is going to come in is for our higher good, not necessarily what our choice basis from heart is going to be and what our ego is telling us is correct. So there might be a 3D situation happening that may resemble a tower event, but it's for your higher good. So it is, to a degree, divinely guided, but completely out of your control. So trust in that. Yes, the laws of attraction are still relevant, especially this month. But again, something is going to happen in a sense where you don't have control over that. But you need to trust in that process. It is for the bigger story. Now, when you guys are getting stuck in your head and we're doing the purging, what happens is we're reading that old book. We're going back over old ground, back and forward, And again, it's the aspect of ego. It can be the time frame of what you've been waiting for something to happen, or, you know, gee, the story keeps rewriting. Hi, Adrian. How are you, love? And you're just saying to yourself, gee, you know, is this story ever going to change? Yes, it is. Remember, that book's finished, and that's why we're doing the purging right now, because an aspect of that story that is heart-related is going to be finalised, but not in the way you think. Now, when we hear finalisation or tower or endings, it's an ending of dealing with the situation the way it stood. It's not that the situation is ending. It can be that it's perfecting it, fine-tuning it, and getting it back to where it needs to be correctly in its correct order. But you're writing a new chapter or starting a new book altogether. It can be of the same story, but a different version of it, and you need to paint the best possible picture. So although a lot is at hand where there is transformation, this can be some shadow work we're physically doing as well. And some things that aren't clear to us, but we are going to get the downloads connected to it where, you know, we might hear through the grapevine aspects that we've been waiting to hear from. I can see some of you, it can be related to contracts or connections. So your mind is picking up on things. Information will start coming in, but the clarity completely isn't there, and you're tempted to think that you have the blinders on and you're physically not seeing something. Don't get up in your head too much about it, because it is giving a few of you headaches. Okay, now you've got this card in reverse. Now, this card is about, it's important to only think about what you desire, not what you fear. The fear-based situations can be things that are coming up that need to be purged. So although, yes, it is relevant, assess it and come to a place where you acknowledge it, stem back to where it came from in the very beginning. A lot of us are doing family-related kind of healing. That hurts connected to love stem all the way back to mother, father, and kin, and probably even further back, connected to maybe even like your grandparents, and like shadow work connected to love. Okay, so you've got this card in reverse as well. So something hasn't changed as yet, but you're not seeing the blessing in it. I'm on Skype. You're being very loud. Jen, you want to come and get her? So some aspect of the story, see how I told you that something's changing and ending and a new book's being written? It's actually not ending. It's being rewritten. So you've got to write your highest possibility of what you want to come through in your life, be a love, work, accommodation, car, twin. Try and just get yourself grounded. Now, the time to move on, I feel, is home related, but it's also from the hurt that you had been dealing with. So this aspect does need to directly be dealt with so that you can move forward. You are receiving synchronicities. You need to pay attention to them. And definitely a way intuitively and psychically you can kind of get those downloads is when you're seeing them. It can be an animal totem. It can definitely be, you know, a name on a number plate. You know the signs. Pay attention to what you're thinking at the time. Were you questioning in your mind what to do? I mean, this happened to me the other day. I was thinking about a subject matter, and then I started questioning it, and I had come to a resolved issue with the subject matter, and then all of a sudden I saw a synchronicity. When I Googled it, it was numbers, and it was saying, confirming that my thoughts and my decision making connected to that area was correct. So it was, and there you go. Yes, you're correct. Spooky. Okay. Romance. So how have we been anyway? Have we been looking after ourselves, Pisces? I've been flat out super tired. Getting there. Sorta, yeah. And it's so sad because this is going to be ongoing for the year, but it's easing up from July, August, but definitely there is purging going on through the year in intervals. One way somebody described it was we're sort of having these snippets where, yeah, it's kind of Celtic. I've always been attracted to Celtic jewelry. Yeah, so we're sort of having these pockets where we're needing to do a mass purging connected to a blockage in that area. And then when we kind of have that build-up coming through, we're being aware of a Band-Aid that we've been using to manage that pain or manage that mask. Now, when it comes up, you're guided to not push against it and kind of, you know, protect yourself. You really need to move through that pain. Even though you may have felt you've dealt with it, it's coming up in a nasty way that can be connected to tower events, daughters, and you just need to directly deal with it to purge it. Now, this is coming up several times this year, so it can be about 4 times. So when you have the breaks and you get your frequency correct again, you just need to persevere and move forward. Try and keep yourself as grounded as possible, but really take charge of your life where you can when you've got those breaks in between, because it's going to help you have the forward motion. Now, a lot of work is going to need to be done. Some of you are feeling at a romantic level, there's no celebration as yet. Now, your personal energy is you're coming in more maturely. You know, you're working towards understanding the give and take. So you're doing heart chakra work. And you are going to create room in your life by these situations changing. And you're looking at dynamics differently right now. Now, this person you're thinking about, that might be a twin or a partner you're with, they're trying to avoid an aspect of misfortune in their life. Now, they may be partnered or you might be partnered with them. But what their dreams are for you, whoever this person is to take life to that next level. But they are really thinking quite heavily. So whoever this person is, the answer is yes. Now, between you, you have the energy of hope. But some transformation needs to take place. Although you have the room, they're meditating on a solution to this situation. But the mask is going to be taken off. Well, that's pretty simple. But it feels energetically like you guys spiritually might be a bit further ahead than this other person. And their life in some shape or form, be it at a purging level or a physical 3D level, they're quite stuck. But I do feel the energy flowing where they're going to be doing work in this area. Okay, so something in your life has ended or changed, but I feel that's your personal energy. You are evolving and you're changing. And again, the gift is your maturity. The room in your life that you've created has not been, it has been because of the work you've done, but it's because you want this to be like that. You're doing the work to reach that point. The misfortune that they're trying to avoid is because they don't want to be sad anymore. And connected to a relationship going to the next level or their wishes and hopes, they don't want anything that's false in their life. So they're doing the work to get the best outcome out of the situation. Now, their thoughts might be, you know, on a sweetheart. Now, this can be your energy when you were younger or how it all started, or it can be a kind of split in the road of left and right for those of you who are dealing with a person externally. But I feel for those of you who are in a union, it more feels that whatever dynamic needed to change, it's transpiring. And the thoughts they're considering is back to when you first connected. And taking the mask off in this situation is going to bring great joy to this connection. Doesn't feel bad. Any questions? I keep saying you guys travel though. You're really processing on work, how to directly, you know, where do you want to go with the job? Do you keep applying yourself to it? Is it going to transform and change? Have you changed? Very much with this purging of what we're going through, we can be really reassessing a lot of things, but we're really guided to temporary halt while we're doing the purging to get the clear picture first. Does that make sense? We don't want to be jumping in through ego and then go, oh, why did I do that? Any questions, guys? So how have we been coping with it? What sort of tower events have we been happening through this process? Although most of them you'll find they have passed, but I do feel mid-month we're going to have a few surprises. And we're like, the energy's getting better, and then all of a sudden it's going to be like, whoa, I did not see that coming. But I think due to the extension of tower moments happening at a personal level or 3D level, I think a lot of us are quite shaken to the point it's almost like, okay, now we need to deal. Does that make sense? It's like we've had our aha moments of what we can, what we can't control. But a lot of things that look like they're going to go one way, I do feel they may go another way. There's going to be a 360 in some shape or form. Any questions while I'm on here? Big hello to Jen and Luciana, my soul sisters, and my YouTube family. And if Sula's watching, she needs to contact me. Well, that's interesting you say that. Energetically speaking, a lot of people are having like, okay, twin-related energy coming in, heat activation. Yes, that energy is relevant that's coming through, where you're sensing a vibrational frequency or heat down the spine and intense, yeah, as you said, energy. It's an odd feeling. You also need to make sure that your health is up to date. So if you're needing to get any tests, I think this is more feminine energy that's coming through, please get checks, okay? Just make sure everything is in order, be it a mammogram or, and I know this is an odd kind of statement, but this is what's coming through to me. And if you have history connected to family of certain things, go get that aspect checked on being shown. That usually doesn't happen, but that's the message coming through. No questions. I think it might be of a nature of either breast cancer, I'm hearing, or ovarian, or something to that degree. It just feels, for those of you who that's relevant, it's like woman-related subject matters connected to family is coming through. So, yeah, well, so do I on a 360. I'd like to, but I think most of us do need to get to a point where we realise a lot of what's coming is medical related for family history. Yeah, and it can be anything. So, you know, however the message is coming through to you, if it's something that you'd needed to check, needed to do, and you haven't done it, just go and get it checked. There's no harm in that. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's sort of what I'm being shown. Be safe than sorry, and at least you've got that covered. And it might be some purging connected to that you have, and that might be a healing area that you find that even by doing that test, it's going to actually help you purge and heal, if that makes sense. Well, it's coming up again. It can be in any area. I just know that the way these shadow periods come through, it can be things coming up that we weren't expecting. But don't stop on your path. You know, however you feel you want to apply the energy directly, keep moving on your path. The rest will have to fit in whatever comes, if that makes sense. Gotta be right. Any other questions? While my daughter's screaming her head off and should be getting ready to go to the train. This is what my daughter does to annoy me. God help me. Finances at the moment are blocked, and that's directly connected to us needing to actually purge. But the purging is heart chakra and base chakra, I feel that we need to do. And if we deal with that, I do feel as though that's going to open up. But I think the work-related energies and us getting to a point where we're having a bit of a break is there for a reason. As long as we do that work, I think the finances will move forward, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Trust me, all of us have been dealing with that at the moment. It's like, where's the work gone? We're doing purging work, internal work, catch-up factor work, not necessarily, well, it might be financial work, but not reaping the rewards as yet. But that's because we're purging. Yeah. I might do an energy report soon. I need to get some more information. Some of them might be connected to twin flame. The next videos I do of information about each wave of twin, of what I've received, timeline related, what else? What the purpose of each wave of twin is for, and why we're having certain things happen in our life, and why we're finding it so challenging. So yeah, I've been doing some more research, but it's been quite strange that the information hasn't come to me till now. So yes, I shall share that information and download with you. Any other questions? But yes, there's lots of videos I will be doing. It's just to tie up the loose ends at the minute, get this video done. And yes, and then mid-month to the 3rd week, I will do another twin flame. You never know, I might come on and do another one, depending on the situation. I know a lot of twins at the moment are having a lot of trigger points. So definitely if you're needing to get grounded and you want that help to look at the situation from an external point of view, from a twin's perspective, I can help you with that as well. Any other questions? Yes, I can do one for premonitions. Also at a base level of how to use your psychic intuitive gift connected to you being spiritual and or being a twin. I can give you some tips and signs on how to decipher certain things as well. And stages of dream analysis, which psychically and intuitively speaking, I might do a live session where we can interpret dreams. But I want to do some workshops for feminines and masculines directly separately as the channel grows, so that we can do the spiritual healing work in both paradigms as well as on ourselves, because we hold both energies. But there is a shift between the TF at the moment. The dynamic of the runner to the chaser, that's very much changing for some. Some of you who have probably between the first and the second wave of twins, it may be that feminine is changing into a runner, but you need to ground yourself, you know, because we need to balance those energies and be self-aware to a point of what we're doing. It doesn't have to be that dynamic, if that makes sense. Any other questions before I log off? Because I have some clients' videos to do now. After I have a shower, make myself human again. No other questions about Pisces? Is there any area you want me to tune into for Pisces, for those of you who are Pisceans? I do see water around you guys for some reason, like maybe grounding work done at an ocean, or that you may live near ocean. Relationship, definitely at the moment, I feel your energy is getting grounded and seeing things, but you're psychoanalyzing. Yeah, but you're going to need to let them do their process, whoever they are. You need to kind of not get into ego or directly. It depends on the given situation you're dealing with. It's very hard. There's a lot of pain there for some of you, and that can be connected to process or connected to misunderstandings or something that's transpired. But I feel just stay in your energy. Keep in your energy. Try not to get triggered. Keep the communication open. But I feel a lot of you might be in an aspect of hermit mode. Remember, we need to drop it too. We're all an ego this month. What ego is also connected to what we can and what we can't control. So you need to trust and release. not knowing what happens tomorrow or how they're doing something or how anyone's doing something is, you know, our egos are our fake tool, like a Band-Aid, to help us cope with things. So, you know, if we're triggered, it can be coming from a place. Is it coming from our truth, or is it coming from hurt and ego? Like our old best friend jumping on our shoulder going, you tell them, if you know what I mean. So just be cautious. A lot of what we see in another is directly happening in ourselves. And it's really frustrating, you know, opening up and being spiritual to have that mindfulness connected to self. It's almost like you're a self-disciplinary, if that makes sense. Any other questions? Let go of ego. Confusions and dilemmas. How do you let go of them? Know what you can control, know what you can't, and go with the flow with it. Release the aspect of control-related issues in ego and let the cards fall where they're supposed to fall. If that means there's a tower event, there's a tower event, and you pick the pieces up. The first half of the year is going to be a lot of internal work. There are some retrograde periods. It is going to be a better year because we're applying the energy to ourselves. So we are going to be different people by the end of the year. 2016, both external and internal, there was no forward motion. 2017 was a lot of aha moments and a new subject matter, but it was more external to self. Now we're doing the internal. It's our relationship dynamics, it's our financial related dynamics. So it's all as a collective relationship connected, being a number 2 year. But you'll find the first half of the year is going to be super challenging. But then the second half should ease up. And that's not to say we're going to have smooth sailing through several months. But where the retrogrades happen, we're going to have those trigger points, but it's to remove what no longer serves us, and that's a necessity. Because when in ego, we state we're okay, yeah, trust me, I am too, but if it wasn't there dormant, we were basically carrying a potato sack around with us saying, hey, we're okay. The universe is telling us we're not. So we're having to do that work so that we can lightly move forward with a clean slate. Externally to self, perhaps we have a clean slate, but what have we not let go of that we physically need to? And again, I'm thinking it's in here, and base chakra family related. So if we can quickly work through that, each process is going to be a bit easier. But definitely, you know, you can go and get your astrology chart to see where the planets are connected to you and what area is going to come up for you. That would be incredibly helpful. But then knowledge isn't always power, because again, that's an aspect of ego. So it depends on how you want to look at it. Or you can just, you know, be present in your energy and deal with conflicts as they come, and then during that time maybe gain the clarity to help you through those aspects. Because we don't know. We can have a 3D theory of what's coming towards us, but until it comes towards us, we can't deal with it anyway. Because how we directly relate to that. So, for instance, you could get a reading, and then how you deal with it, you might need another reading, and that's to help get you grounded. So it depends on the style. Yes, at the moment, be in the now, purge. If you are stuck, yes, book a reading, definitely. If you do have blockages and you want me to help you work through those blockages and key point them, and help you mentally brainstorm on how you can look at the situation to purge that, I can do that as well. Yeah, I'm very tired too. I literally did state that this month, you know, even thinking of my passwords for things, I was like, man, I'm so tired. It's like, I know I can do it. It's just like, seriously? Okay, so I'll leave this here. If there's more questions, you can put them directly below. I'll put the link for the website as well if you're wanting bookings. If you're needing chakra salts, you know, when we're doing this purging, I do have gift packs that I think they're around $30, and it's got all the chakra bath salts in there. They're on the website. Smudge sticks, chakra stones to keep yourself grounded. There's definitely the masculine and the feminine candles for, you know, your meditation purposes and aromatherapy related aspects to open your third eye with that, or help with your third eye. and look after yourselves. Bye.